Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mode channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, and this one right here is the latest 2023 release to come out of the house of Parfums de Marly. Yes, Parfums de Marly, PDM right here. And PDM to me is definitely one of the best houses out there. Obviously, they have made a lot of rotational bangers that we can definitely use in different occasions. And the thing about their fragrances too is that they're timeless, okay? So my channel has been running for about 3 years now. And you know, these fragrances by PDM are still being talked about as if it was like 3 years ago, you know, like these are timeless, rotation worthy types of perfumes. So I cannot wait to tell you guys about their latest femme perfume that just came out. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to the channel, guys. It does help this channel, and we are headed to 16,000 subscribers. But more importantly, guys, we have over 600 videos of no hype reviews. That's really what matters right here. And if you want to know about perfumes, minus the paid advertising, minus the fake hype, this is your one-stop when it comes to that. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than Parfums de Marly's Valaya. Yes, Valaya by Parfums de Marly. This one right here is a women's perfume. And here in the channel, guys, our ladies account for 11% of the entire population right there, guys. So that's well over 1,000 ladies. And I'm not even talking about the men that use femme perfumes. And if you are a guy that wears masculine perfumes, you still might want to listen to this, because this might be a perfume that you can give as a gift to, you know, either your significant other or family member or close friend, because there's definitely a lot to unpack when it comes to Valaya. Now, I do want to thank one person, and that's Donna from Parfums de Marly New York Boutique. I want to thank you, Donna, for sending this Valaya sample. Actually, samples. I got a bunch of Valaya samples from you. Thank you so much. I can't wait to talk about this, Donna. If you want to buy your PDM stuff and you want to talk to her, she's got amazing customer service, great person to talk to, not only about perfumes, but just anything else, guys. New York, you want to talk about New York, call Donna up. I'll link the number below. Okay, guys and gals, enough of that. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay, guys, now let's talk about Valaya right here. Right here in the opening of Valaya, you're gonna get bergamot, mandarin, aldehydes, and peach. Okay, you're gonna get bergamot, mandarin, aldehydes, and peach. Very lovely opening. I would say that if we're gonna talk about what's the best part of Valaya for me, I think it's gonna be a toss-up between the opening as well as the mid, and the dry down is kind of where all these opinions kind of diverge. But for me, the opening of Valaya is stellar, and let me describe it to you. This one right here starts off with your citruses. Okay, the citruses come out in the beginning to give you that fresh push. However, the opening of Valaya is mostly made up of aldehydes and peach. Okay, that's one thing I'm gonna say. The citruses, yes, they're gonna come out to give that initial sparkle, but that sparkle turns into aldehydes and peach. Okay, and this one right here, when I first smelled it, I said, damn, that smells good. At the same time though, I mean, my memories kind of came back, okay, and it reminded me of a perfume that my mom wore, like, I would say 30 years ago, 30 some odd years ago. And I mean, I was too young to care or remember what the name was, but I know for sure that one of her perfumes smells very much like this one right here, with some aldehydes and some peach, like a fruity aldehydic start. For a lot of y'all women that are, you know, maybe you collect a lot of perfumes that are on the classy side of things, I think that this might be very familiar. But again, to me, it's more of aldehydes and peach. It's a lovely, stellar opener. Not original, of course, not original, but it's pretty damn good. Now, this opening to me denotes classiness. And I'm sure a lot of people use classiness like it's just some word, you know. It feels like people just use that all the time. But let me put in some context right here. When my mom was wearing a similar perfume, like I said back in the day, I mean, my mom held a pretty high position in her, you know, multinational company, okay? And back then, not only did she wear something like this to work to show, you know, status and classiness, but she also wore perfumes like these when it came to events, you know, when it came to corporate events, when she had a bunch of people in the house, a bunch of important people in the house, some parties and soirees at our house. This is exactly what she wore, okay? And I'll never forget it because, I mean, I smelled it all the time I saw her. So if you are about status, if you are about, classiness, if you're about soirees and parties and events and occasions, then this is what it is right here. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if it smells like a Chanel or it smells like one of those expensive women's perfumes. But that's basically what you're gonna get in the intro. Now, this intro lasts 15 to 20 minutes. And the next part here is the longest, I mean, arguably the longest stage of Parfums de Marly Valaya. And this to me is when you're getting that spring bloom. Yes, you're getting a spring bloom after 15 to 20 minutes of that initial classy woman, status-driven woman type of opener, and then now the springtime notes bloom, guys. And again, this is a long stage. You are going to get the notes of Lily of the Valley, a strong synthetic Lily of the Valley note, as well as orange blossom and vetiver. And the really big one right here, I would say the big note that is so prominent right here is obviously Lily of the Valley, guys. And this one is amazing. I mean, to me, it's amazing. So first we go with a classy status-driven tangent, and then now we're going into springtime, okay? This one is like a lush bloom of white florals, basically. And to me, not only is it a mood enhancer, but I mean, it really matches the bottle. You know, you've got this white bottle, and I'm thinking, man, the perfect time to wear this is with like a white outfit, and you're outdoors, and you're already smelling classy, but now there's like this bloom of white florals, care of that Lily of the Valley and orange blossom. The vetiver is still there. It gives a green tinge to this whole thing, guys, but to me, definitely it's a boom of white florals. Now, my impression of this mid fused together with the opener, I was thinking wedding day. You know, I was thinking, man, a wedding, something a woman could wear on her wedding day. And you know, I do get a lot of questions from men asking me like, what should I wear on my wedding day? But I mean, man, can you imagine a woman? I mean, that's even a bigger day for a woman, guys. And you know, I thought about that first thing. I was like, man, if you're having a, you know, very expensive garden wedding, an outdoor wedding, guys, I mean, definitely this is what I would recommend. I mean, this could be for the bride, or this could be for the bridesmaids, or this could be for the maid of honor. I mean, this is definitely for that, because again, it fuses together classiness, expensive, poise. There's definitely some element of poise because of this intro, but then you have that springtime bloom that matches like an outdoor occasion. Or it doesn't have to be outdoor, but if you're bringing the springtime vibes with you, definitely the mid of this is stellar. And again, this is a long-lasting mid, a very long-lasting mid of white florals, white and green together and blooming. So you're gonna get that for a really long time, and I'll talk about the performance in a minute. But I do like this mid because of that. It definitely matches the whole springtime thing. And again, definitely for special occasions, if you want to, if you're about to get married, definitely consider this one right here. Okay guys, now let's talk about the dry down of Parfums de Marly Valaya. And if you've tried this fragrance, I'm pretty sure that this is the part where you really want to know what I have to say about this, because definitely this is where the opinions diverge. A lot of people love the intro. They love that peach aldehyde intro. And then a lot of people love the mid. A lot of women love the mid as well. That springtime bloom of white florals for hours and hours. but this is where opinions diverge. And why is that? You know, if we look at the dry down notes, you've got vanilla, you've got akigala wood, and you've got ambroxan musk, you know. So right here in the dry down, I thought, you know, on paper that they were gonna go with vanilla. You know, vanilla would have been that nice closing thing. I mean, if they wanted to do like a mainstream lovable perfume, definitely using a lot more vanilla would have closed the show, and a lot of people would have been happier, in my opinion. But no, that's not what they did. What they did was they made it into an overload of muskiness and soapiness, guys, okay? With the vanilla being a background, like really light, sweet note right here, but mostly it is soapy as well as musky, okay? And that is why a lot of women said, oh, I kind of don't like it right here. Now, in my opinion, okay, this part right here was already set up by the aldehydes in the beginning. That is my opinion. So it's already set up actually by those soapy aldehydes in the start. If you can really smell the soapy aldehydes in the beginning of this fragrance, I don't think you'd be really that surprised by the appearance of soapy, musky, detergent-like notes in the end, guys, okay? Now, the thing about this is that it's really not a perfume that everybody can wear. There is definitely a challenging aspect to this, and I think it has something to do with maybe the age of the wearer or the status of the wearer, because like I said, this is something that, you know, my mom would have worn, you know, in her mid-30s, but this fragrance right here definitely has a challenging edge that puts you in a different range versus the usual perfumes that most women, you know, can definitely predict, okay? So they definitely put an unpredictability factor here in the end of Valaya with that muskiness, with that soapiness. Really not a lot of vanilla right here, guys. And this part actually lasts a long time as well. I thought that the mid was the longest part. I believe the mid was like 5 to 6 hours. But this one right here, it went all the way past the, like 12 hours and beyond. Like I quit after the 12th hour. But it is a long-lasting musky stage that really returns the whole thing to like an indoor occasion, you know. And I guess that's why I was talking about a wedding, because it's like you have this moment of going outdoors and celebrating out there, and then you go back inside and you have another celebration in there, and that's kind of like where it goes, you know. So it's a very versatile scent. It does bring the springtime with you as you're wearing it. And because of the sandwich of the aldehydes in the top notes, as well as the soapy, musky ambroxan in the base notes, really, I think that this is, again, a status, classy type of perfume. I believe that this fragrance can be worn by anyone, any woman, I would say late 20s and above. That's what I think, you know, and I'm just using the context right here. It really matched my mom's lifestyle at that point, kind of like mid-30s, assistant vice president, a lot of corporate parties and a lot of, you know, parties at home, you know, a lot of dinners at home. You'd have to smell classy, rich, expensive. And this was in the Philippines, so, you know, it was like warm over there. So spring types of perfumes were important as well. But again, top and bottom of this fragrance is more on status. It's not a springtime thing, but you do get hours and hours of that spring-like mid. But I would say top and bottom, definitely indoor, classy situations, status, challenging. That's what that's about. Okay, guys, now let's talk about the performance of Valaya. This fragrance opens up as an aura scent. Everyone can smell it in the beginning, and then it turns into a nice bubble of the lush white florals in the mid for hours and hours. And again, like I said, this fragrance significant scent goes past 12 hours, no doubt, guys. Okay, so the musky side of things, you can still smell that for hours and hours, past 12, probably 15 hours of that. So performance-wise, Valaya is really good. I know I heard about all the reformulation gossip about Parfums de Marly. I'm not gonna get into that, but Valaya definitely performs very, very well, and longevity is, like I said, very, very good as well. Now, ultimately, what is the verdict on Valaya? Is this fragrance full bottle worthy, especially for the cost? My answer is yes. as long as you understand the context of when and where you can wear this right here, or what type of person wears Valaya. Okay, definitely this is not one of your casual go to the mall grabbers type of perfumes. This is not gonna be your brunch with your mid-20s and below girlfriends type of perfume. This is a notch above that. This is definitely on, I would say, Chanel-like, classy-like territory. Again, with a dimension of spring blooms. But ultimately, like I said, if you look at the top and bottom, this is a classy status perfume for women. Okay, that's what it is. And if you have status, you want to smell expensive while you're doing so, while you're bringing the springtime vibes as you're walking around, then this is definitely for you right here. So understand that it's the concept. And of course, $300 is not cheap, but again, this is something that matches that expensive, luxurious lifestyle. So I think that wouldn't be a problem right here. But what it is not is not a grabber common women's perfume. Yes, it's not that original, that's for sure. But if we look at Valaya and what it can do for different occasions, for different instances that you can wear this one right here, I would say if you're congruent to what it can do a lot for you. Okay, full bottle, $300 and all is gonna be okay. All right, so I think that's my verdict on Valaya. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance. I mean, a lot of y'all have already said things about the musky Drydown, but like I said, to me, that's what it is. That's what Valaya really is. It's not gonna be your light grabber, type of perfume. So let me know in the comments below what y'all think, good or bad. There's nothing wrong with all these comments right here. And again, I want to thank Donna for sending this sample to me, Donna of PDM. I'm gonna link her number below. Please make sure to order from her before you order anywhere else, because she is a wonderful, lovely individual. And again, I'll see you guys on the next video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. God bless. Take care. Peace.